A rousing welcome for Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Coimbatore today as he arrived to disburse the next installment of the PM-Kisan scheme. Nearly 18,000 crores will reach 9 crores farmers across the country. A major financial push confirmed by Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan. The Prime Minister's visit has drawn huge crowds in Tamil Nadu, setting the stage for a significant moment for cultivators nationwide.
आने वाले वर्षों में मैं भारत की खेती में कई बड़े बदलाव होते देख रहा हूं। भारत नेचुरल फार्मिंग का ग्लोबल हब बनने के रास्ते पर है। हमारी बायोडायवर्सिटी एक नया आकार ले रही है। देश के युवा भी अब एग्रीकल्चर को एक मॉडर्न स्केलेबल अपॉर्चुनिटी के रूप में देख रहे हैं। इससे देश की रूरल इकोनॉमी को बहुत बड़ी ताकत मिलने जा रही है।
However, what really caught the attention today was the Prime Minister's line in Coimbatore. Spotting farmers waving their gamcha, as he described it, Prime Minister said it felt as if Bihar's breeze had reached Tamil Nadu, and that raises a political question after the BJP's sweeping win in Bihar and its declared focus on Tamil Nadu, Kerala and West Bengal. Could this be a political hint? Is the Prime Minister signalling the quiet early beginnings of the BJP's Tamil Nadu campaign? We will find out.
जब मैं यहां मंच पे आया तो मैं देख रहा था काफी किसान भाई बहन वो अपना गमछा घुमा रहे थे, तो मुझे लग रहा था कि बिहार की हवा मेरे आने से पहले पहुंच गई है.
And in the midst of a hectic schedule in Coimbatore, first there were reports that PM Modi shall meet with General Secretary of AIADMK and former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Edappadi Palaniswamy. But then perhaps the meeting has been postponed. But the meeting assumes a lot of significance coming as it is close to the elections in the state, and amongst other things, sources are saying that EPS and Modi will be discussing strategic alliances and even booth-level coordination. That was all on the anvil. But today, they perhaps did not meet, or did they? Well, that's a question we are asking. After the categorical denial to stitch up an alliance with either the AIADMK and or the BJP by TVK's Vijay, and announcing himself as the chief ministerial face for 2026, expanding their alliance footprint is crucial for the AIADMK BJP combined. The only two possibilities, as also ratified by our sources, is EPS's concerted effort to bring Premalata Vijayakant's DMDK and the Ramadas's PMK, which is split wide open between the father and son, into the fold. Although the BJP and AIADMK revived their ties in April 2025 after a rather bitter past, there hasn't been any additions to the NDA fold, as the doors are firmly shut for TTV Dinakaran's AMMK and of course O Pannirselvam, therefore the olive branch to both the DMDK and PMK. Now both parties were part of the NDA at one time but are now treading very carefully. Premalata has been miffed with the AIADMK after the denial of a Rajya Sabha seat, which was allegedly promised to her by none other than EPS, and PMK has its own internal fights between father and son to deal with. But then there was some movement on the speculation that the AIADMK BJP combined are keen that DMDK and PMK join the alliance. AIADMK leader RB Uday Kumar met DMDK chief Premal Vijayakant in Madurai, while PMK MLA from Mettur, P. Sadasivam, met AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy in Salem. Also, Tamil Manila Congress Chief G.K. Vasan, a constituent of the NDA, also met with Palaniswamy. If the DMDK and PMK join the NDA alliance, how will it impact the fortunes of the combined in 2026? That's the question we are asking. Let me now welcome the experts into the show. S. Muralidharan, senior political analyst, and also Kalyan Raman, senior leader of the BJP in Tamil Nadu. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Vanakkam to both of you. Muralidharan, the first question is whether the meeting happened or not happened. Do you think it was just optics? The optics are very, very important during a political climate like this in Tamil Nadu. Tell me something, Muralidharan. What will be the gain for Edappadi Palaniswamy and the BJP? It's not the other way around in Tamil Nadu, according to me. But what are the gains if they get Premalata Vijayakant of the DMDK into its fold as also PMK? We know that they have some strong bastions, but we are talking about today, here and now, Muralidharan.
More than the numbers, Sudha, I think it's the moral support. What these people right now they need. And I don't think they're bringing in great numbers in any of the, constituency. Like if you take DMDK, I mean, it's like almost diminished to like, 2 people party. And the PMK, on the other hand, the father and son are divided. That's little crucial because, it depends on like whom people are going to go with. But are they also very important? Yes, they're important. Just for namesake, you can have them. But will that vote share will be decisive in an election? No, that we need to wait and see. But more the merrier. If you have everybody in your, in your alliance, it's good for you because you're taking on Stalin, who like his partners are like undivided. They're all together. So every vote counts. I think everybody should come into the whoever the leftover parties. They should come to the ADMK and ADMK and BJP alliance.
And do you think also that both the PMK as well as the DMDK were part of the NDA alliance? Murali, and have we lost source to Muralidharan or is he still with us, Murali? All right. Vanakkam, Kalyan Raman, sir.
Here.
I will come to you in a minute, sir. Vanakkam to you, sir. Muralidharan, I want to ask you that, both parties were at one time with the NDA, as it were. Both of them have had a very, very kind of erratic past, if I may add that. And in politics, being erratic is absolutely being prudent also. That's a synonym in politics. I mean, why should I be loyal? I mean, unless no one is loyal after all. So I'm asking you something, is that are they going to push for a very hard bargain? Because see, PMK I have heard time and again saying we will be with the winning alliance. Now the thing is that DMDK, Premalata Vijayakant wanted an Rajya Sabha seat and she was denied at the last moment. Do you think both of them will push for a very, very hard bargain, although their electoral success, if you go in the recent past, has been very, very dismal? Murli, do you hear me? Muralidharan? I think the...
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can now, Murli. Go ahead.
Yeah, so see, this is the time for them to bargain and get whatever seats they want. But I'm not really sure the BJP and ADMK will be really in a great mood to give them, because if PMK is undivided, then their bargaining power goes down. And DMDK anyway is not a great say, but they will get whatever the regular seats they will get. Probably 4 or 5 seats. So that's what DMDK will get. PMK on the hand, if it's divided, even they'll be like reduced to another DMDK. So together, whatever the tally they're supposed to get, they'll probably get little less than that. That's what I feel.
Right. Let's go to Kalyan Raman, sir. Kalyan Raman, sir, I want to ask you something, that both the parties, at one time Stalin, a couple of months ago, I think was it his 50th anniversary, where he was trying his level best to woo both DMDK as well as PMK. Now, I'm not saying whether it came to fruition or it did not come to fruition, things stopped. But isn't it a fact that the NDA alliance in Tamil Nadu is trying their best to get smaller parties into the fold, like DMDK and as well as PMK, because they want to expand their footprint? I mean, let's not forget that the DMK decades ago was seen to be the mentor or the sole saviors, as it were, of the Vaniyar caste, which is a myth. It was proven. It is more the Dr. Ramadas, who proved himself time and again, and the 1 year population is around 14% even as we speak, could be 15, I do not know, but approximately. Do you think that the NDA is very interested, because the photograph that we were showing, if we can show the photograph that is on the BG, is about him meeting G.K. Vasan and Edappadi Palaniswamy. And I want to ask you that how keen are they, considering you're an insider, sir?
See, first let us understand that Tamil Nadu is a state where only the alliance works as on date. But for a very sporadic occasions like 2014, where Jayalalitha went into a single party contesting, and there were a couple of other occasions. But for that, ever since 1967, when the DMK took over, it has always been an coalition, alliance government, if not coalition government. Okay. So given the fact that it is only the coalition that works all the time, our alliances work all the time. So forming an alliance, formidable alliance, is a need of the hour for any given combination that includes NDA also. Now, going back to the NDA 2, where we had PMK, DMDK, MDMK, all these people in alliance with us. So, a similar formation. Now we have another formidable ally with us, that is AIADMK, which is today number 2 party, which is likely to win the next election, that is 2026 elections. Even assuming that there is no much numbers coming in terms of smaller parties, even then the alliance is going to win because of the anti-incumbency that is taking place currently, the lack of confidence of common man in DMK or the DMK dispensation. People have no faith in both Stalin as well as his son and the deputy CM Udayanidhi. This is the scenario. So obviously they are going to vote out this government. Okay, but then to make the alliance much more stronger, naturally we look for more and more alliance partners. In the case of PMK, yes, there is a division as on date, but there is another 5 months to go. That is, we expect the elections to happen around mid of April. That is the usual thing in Tamil Nadu. So, given those 5 months time frame that is still available, there may be a rapprochement between the father and son. Let us wait for what is going to happen. In any case, as Dr. Ramdas had already said, that we will be with the winning alliance, and the winning alliance is going to be only NDA. So there is nothing much to talk about it. Coming to the DMDK. DMDK was part of the BJP alliance in the past as well, and there is a wonderful equation between the BJP and DMDK on one hand. On the other hand, there has been an assurance by the AIADMK in terms of giving them a Rajya Sabha seat in 2026 post-elections. There was an assurance given. The assurance remains intact as far as I know and as far as my information is concerned from my AIADMK friends. So DMDK is assured of a position what they were looking for. So they have all the reasons to come on board. Unless otherwise they have some other reason to go away from the alliance. So they are assured of a slot, and it's going to be a winning alliance.
Mr. Kalyan Raman, I want to talk a little about, the fact about how when they come towards this fold, they are included. How does it work? I mean, how do the seats get, distributed? If you look at it, Kongu belt, which is the northern and the western belt in Tamil Nadu, there the AIADMK has a very strong presence, sir. But so does DMDK. I mean, if you look at DMDK, you can only think about Mettur, you can think of Kallakurichi, these areas, Coimbatore, Salem, which is pretty much the AIADMK bastion. How do you think the votes, the seats would be distributed, sir? Because PMK, it is rather simple. Chengalpet, Kanchipuram, Tiruvallur, those are the areas where the 1 year population is in majority, So how do you think?
I think whatever the names you have mentioned is all the 1 year dominant areas except Coimbatore that you mentioned. Coimbatore, starting from Erode till Chennai, it is all 1 year bastion for you to have an idea. But then coming to the question of the sharing. See, it is always a mutual give and take, as it had already happened in the Bihar, where all the partners have worked together without the so-called friendly contest as was done by the MGB. and then we found ourselves scoring roughly 80% of the seats. So that's bound to get repeated in the case of Tamil Nadu also. So it is a question of who wants how many and finally how much they all agree to work with. Without any great difficulty, the alliance will be in a position to find a solution for
And
the
Raman,
seat sharing.
yeah,
I personally don't see any difficulty with that.
Yeah, Mr. Kalyan Raman, also, again and again, Yedapadi has made it very clear there is no scope for a coalition government in Tamil Nadu. He's made it very clear, sir, at least 4 times, that the government is going to be off AIADMK, by AIADMK, for the AIADMK. There is no scope. Do you think, although these are small parties, Premalata has her own status politically, so does Dr. Anbumani Ramadas. I will leave alone the senior Dr. Ramadas because he is ailing also. He was in hospital recently. Do you think they will agree, Kalyan Raman sir, to say that, okay, no coalition, we do not, one Rajya Sabha seat, and what are they going to offer Anbumani Ramadas in that case?
There is an infamous way of saying it. We will cross the river when it comes. So the talking about coalition at this point of time is unnecessary in my opinion. The first and foremost importance is attached to throwing away the Kata Darbar or Jungle Raj, that as we call it, as the DMK government. So when that takes precedence over rest of other things, everything else will fall in place. Everybody is going to accept on the basic parameters of throwing the government out, that is the DMK government. But then coming to the question of coalition or non-coalition, that is going to happen only when the final results are out. It's too premature to talk about it at this point of time.
But will you agree that, on the anvil of the Coimbatore visit by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, there were meetings which were held. I mean, if you talk about senior leaders meeting each other to draw out a strategy, because we know Narendra Modi and we know BJP, they all believe in kind of strategizing much in advance before other parties wake up.
Modi ji only blesses people, and the strategies are formed by none other than Amit Bhai. So Modi ji, naturally, he has got the worldwide factors to take care of. So he seldom prefers to get into the localized factors. So which Amit Bhai takes care of. He is the master strategist, as we all know. We have a huge number of people at our disposal who are in charges, the Prabharis, the election in charges separately, and so on and so forth, all supported by Amit Bhai. So the question of how it is going to gel well and all is going to happen dramatically so very well. Already the alliance between the ADMK and BJP is gelling so very well that there is no qualms between both. So what is going to happen is throwing away the DMK by, say, March, May this year. It is a question of how many seats with which the NDA alliance is going to win beyond the 117 magic mark.
Yeah.
At the present levels, I foresee about 150 to 160 seats, given the anti-incumbency. If equations do change, then there are so many ifs and buts possible. For example, if people are speculating about Vijay joining hands with the NDA, should he join hands with the NDA? It is 234 lost to DMK.
No,
just I'm speculating.
Yeah, he's categorically denied that. But then...
No, I'm just speculating. I said
Yes,
I'm
sir.
speculating.
Mr.
If he is going alone, we are going to win over 150.
Right.
If he is going to join hands with Congress, we are going to win 200 seats. Because he's going to take away a good
talking
number
about
of DMK.
seats, I just want to ask you one last question, Mr. Kalyan Raman, before I let you go, because we've just heard that Yedapadi Palaniswamy met with Narendra Modi. The meeting happened much like what I had predicted, that have they spoken? They have. But Mr. Kalyan Raman, I just want to ask you one last question. When you look at PMK's last record, they lost in all the 10 constituencies, but it's just their vote share, which is around 4.37, sir. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it that which attracts you to PMK? What is it that attracts the NDA alliance towards PMK, sir?
See, every alliance will have, and every alliance partner will have their own pockets of influence. Essentially, for PMK, it is North Tamil Nadu, where the one-year community is predominant. You said about 14, 15. The speculation is anything between 15 to 20%. So since in the absence of any census, let's not talk about it. But then in almost 20 districts of Tamil Nadu, the one-year community is predominant. Incidentally, I also belong to the same community. So, given the fact that the PMK is so dominant in the northern pocket, say Kadalur, Viluppuram, Chennai, Chengalpattu, Kanchipuram, Velur, Dharmaburi, Vada, the erstwhile Vada Arcade, Tenkadu, if you put them together, then you go up to Nagapatnam this side, Mailadurai, up to Tanjore, so to say, towards the south. So we have to understand that everybody brings in their own strength. For example, in Virudhunagar, DMDK scored so very well, they were pretty close to winning the election in Virudhunagar when Vijay son contested the elections with the AIADMK, of course. So it is a question of which packet who is so influential and who will be in a position to win the elections. So we are looking at a winning strategy.
Absolutely.
Alliance.
And
so
sir,
it's bound to happen.
Sir, by when will you sign the deal, as it were? I mean, considering you're an insider, I take the liberty to ask you, sir. When is the date when you will actually? Is it going to be?
Let me fix a date that had happened in the past. We were talking by November 23rd. We started talking in 2013 for 2014 elections. So now we are talking about November now. In the same period, almost we are on the 23rd. On the 23rd of November 2013, PMK came to our office for a discussion. 26th, the DMDK came for a discussion. We are almost on the same time frame now. But the final agreement was signed on the exact March 20th. Till such time, there will be a huge amount of negotiations happening. But in this case, that is not going to happen. It will be much prior to that. By January, we will have everything in place before Pongal. Every single number will be decided and put into action.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Kalyan Raman. And also, Muralidharan, we lost connection with you, but thank you for joining us on this debate. That iconic picture, ladies and gentlemen, for the South Indian predicted it much before other channels did, that they are all going to meet up, particularly Edappadi Palaniswamy, General Secretary of the AIADMK, met with Prime Minister Narendra Modi today in Coimbatore, where he had gone for a farmers' summit. They met up there. They spoke about what is going to happen in the future. We have breaking news on your screens. Prime Minister Modi meets AIADMK General Secretary Edappadi Palaniswamy. PM Modi-EPS discussed the strategy for the 2026 election. It was a 20-minute discussion. Natural farming GST 2.0 also was discussed, amongst other things. So there you have it. And you heard it first here on the South Indian on News 9. Meeting between Prime Minister Modi and General Secretary and former Chief Minister of AIADMK, Edappadi Palaniswamy. They had a very crucial meeting. They were speaking about political strategies, about alliances more importantly, and also booth coordination. Across to my colleague Thoya Jakshi for more on this. Thoya, thank you so much for making the time. Tell us what all. I was just doing a discussion on how they were going to get DMDK and PMK into the fold, because it's now time. We are in November. We just had a guest, Kalyan Raman, who said that yes, the alliance will happen. What else are you picking up on the ground, Thoya?
Yes, Sudha, like we are getting the latest sources at this point in time that the leader of opposition, Edappadi Palaniswamy, has met Prime Minister Modi and submitted a memorandum today in Coimbatore while Prime Minister was on a visit to Coimbatore to inaugurate the farmers conclave, and also on the other hand, the Edappadi Palaniswamy, he had also had a meeting with his former ministers as well as AIADMK district general secretaries just before having a meeting with Prime Minister Modi. Right after the meeting with AIADMK leaders, EPS directly went towards the venue and met Prime Minister Modi and discussed for about 20 minutes on the latest political issues ahead of 2026 elections, the assembly elections in Tamil Nadu, and he's also submitted a memorandum mentioning various demands, which also includes about the farmers' issues as well, Sudha.
All right, let me tell you that, the photograph that we've been playing, Toya, for this story is G.K. Vasan, Yedapadi Palaniswamy meeting the Prime Minister. Did EPS go alone or was there also G.K. Vasan to meet with him?
Well, it is very clear in that picture, Sudha, that Edapadi K. Palaniswamy, being the leader of opposition from AIADMK, and G.K. Vasan being from Tamil Nadu Congress, they went and addressed, they went and welcomed Prime Minister Modi at the Coimbatore airport. But not only these both leaders, but also former BJP state president K. Annamalai was also here, to welcome Prime Minister Modi at the Coimbatore airport. But for the meeting, it was only Edapadi Palaniswamy who went and met the Prime Minister and had a discussion for about 20 minutes and discussed mainly about the latest politics and the political issues that's happening in the state of Tamil Nadu ahead of the 2026 assembly elections.